Hey guys, today I'm gonna make The Golden Horse and the Land Above the Clouds, 2020, August 24th. Hi there, my name is Marcy Rubin and I'm here to tell you the tale of the Golden Horse and the Land Above the Clouds in extreme details, so get ready for an exciting story. It all has started on a bright sunny summer day. Pretty funny, right? I closed my book and looked out the window next to my bed. What a lovely day, I thought. Then I looked up and headed to the front door. Can I take a walk in the garden? I asked my mom. All right, she called from the kitchen. I stepped out into the cool breeze and took a deep breath. Ah, what a lovely place to read, I thought, walking towards the fish pond where my father kept his goldfish. It was shaded by a canopy of bamboo trees. Enjoying the breeze? I asked my father as he passed by. It was Sunday and my father didn't go to work. Yup, I cried. I sat down at a bench and opened my book. All of a sudden, a golden glimmer appeared in the pond. I realized there was something in the sky. I came closer and closer. Ah, it was a horse! Not to mention that it had a golden coat, flying silver mane and tail. I couldn't believe my eyes. The horse stopped in front of me. I have come at the order of Queen Cassandra, ruler of the land above the clouds. It is my duty to bring you to our kingdom. It spoke. Okay, I replied uncertainly as I climbed onto the mare's waiting back. Whoa, 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 I cried as I ran upward. It broke the calmness in a flock of sparrows as we flew through them and climbed even higher. Finally, it pierced through the clouds and we returned to steady canter. Wait. We're almost there, said the mare. Where? I asked. At the Queen's palace, the mare replied. Now I could see villages and multicolored animals. Let me give you a few examples. Don't be surprised. Mint, pink, blue, and red chickens. Horses of rainbow colors, dogs, and cats. I was enchanted by the beauty in the land of the clouds. Then we'd reach a stable where the multicolored horses were. You will walk from here, she said. She pointed a hoof at the snow-white palace looming in the distance. Okay, I replied. I walked down a pink path that led to the palace. Once I arrived, I was greeted by a guard in a coat of silver armor. He gestured for me to go inside. Inside was huge, with a crystal chandelier fixed to the ceiling and a throne in the center. Well, hello, Marcy Rubin, said a gentle voice behind me. A beautiful woman in a dazzling gown with golden trim. Hello, Your Majesty, I said with a deep bow. Queen Cassandra, the woman with the dress, smiled and said, Enjoying my kingdom? Oh, and you don't need to call me Majesty, she said. You must be famished, she added. Famished means very hungry. Then she turned and shouted an order at a guard. A minute later, the chefs had prepared a feast of juice, fried chicken, fried eggs, potatoes, tomatoes, and soup, which was made out of potatoes again, spinach, curry, which surprised me, and boiled eggs. I ate everything on my plate, enjoying every bite. After the feast, I got a chance to pet all the animals and ride the horses. It turned out I was a great rider. I scaled a 5 feet high jump. Scaled means go over, with one expert movement of my ankle. Then I came to a skidding halt on my purple horse as Cassandra walked over and said, Dear, I think you should enter the equestrian games at the Cloudympic Stadium. Cloudympic is just a word that I invented. Really? You think I'm that good? I beamed. Then suddenly I remembered. What about my family? I asked. Time stands still in your world when you're here, she said softly. I spent the night in great luxury at Cassandra's palace. My bed was warm and super comfy. The next day, I woke up early. After I washed up and changed my clothes, I went to the dining room. I had a tasty breakfast of toast, jam, peanut butter, and milk. After breakfast, me and Cassandra went out into the private riding course for me to practice. Cassandra watched me while I got my horse from the stables and began. I was doing well until I decided to push myself farther ahead by trying the most difficult jump with 10 bars. I was nervous, but I was determined to show Cassandra the best. So I got into position and kicked the horse hard in the sides, which is the signal to make a gallop at full speed. Aimed at the jump, and aimed at the jump. I was rapidly approaching the jump. I was just about to hit the jump when I pulled the reins and jumped. I had done it. Cassandra ran over to congratulate me, nearly tripping over her dress several times. "This proves you're ready for the games," she said. Just then, a guard marched over and told us that the schedule for the games, it said that the games were open for the day after tomorrow, was wrong. For a moment, my heart sank. All that practice for nothing, I thought. But the guard said, "The real day is today's afternoon." His voice trailed off, but Cassandra didn't flinch at the news. Instead, she turned to face me with a serious expression and said, "I think that means you should get ready quickly." I took off like a shot down the hall and into my room, the room I was staying in during my time with Cassandra, if you hadn't guessed, where I pulled out my riding outfit, which Cassandra had made specially for me. I put it on in the bathroom and went outside. The time had come. I was very nervous. Who wouldn't be when you were whisked from your backyard and into some fantasy world of rainbow animals, stay for a day in Queen's Palace, then enter an Olympic game. Sorry, Cloudimpic, I mean. Still have to learn the words they use here. "Miss Marcy," the judge called, interrupting my thoughts. I went out into the riding ring and began my course, which was a collection of jumps, running in a loop-de-loop, and at the end, flipping over in midair. That's very hard. It was time for the flipper, as I call spinning in the air. I galloped at full speed, gripping the reins so tightly my knuckles went white, and took off. I turned to my right and closed my eyes. I landed perfectly. The spectators went wild. I was called later to the platform to receive my medal. It was gold, pure gold, with a carving of a rainbow and a unicorn engraved into it. I never felt so happy in my life. Back at the palace, I put my reward in a red velvet box and closed it tight. Cassandra was overjoyed. Even the guards were smiling. I was disappointed when Cassandra told me the time had come to go back home. She promised me we could meet again. "You just have to stroke the medal 3 times or tap it 5 times, she said. I went into the stables, and just as I expected, the golden horse was standing there. I got on his back, rubbed his mane. "I'll miss you, Cassandra," I whispered, clutching the velvet box with the medal inside. Back home, I ran inside the house and straight to my room. I put the box on the bookshelf hidden beneath a pile of books. "So, have you enjoyed my story? I hope you did. Well, I have to go now. Mom's calling me to lunch, although I'll miss Cassandra's lunch." The end.